Apparently, she got an email at 10 p.m., hopped on a plane, is pretending to be a student. And so I do just want to say to Ben Shapiro, enough. Come out into the light. Really, come on. Let's do this debate. Stop sending interns to do your dirty work. I don't bite. I'm down for the debate. Charlie Kirk says he will fly you out. He will fly you out next week to Detroit, and we can do the debates on his stage. Thank you, Turning Point USA. Let's take some questions.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp. You can't triple stamp a double stamp, Lloyd. You can't triple stamp a double stamp. Lloyd, you guys!
Looks like there is some potential, very interesting developments going on at the Daily Wire. This is happening in real time at 2 o'clock-ish Saturday afternoon. Daily Wire employee fired for sending supportive message to Candace Owens from his personal email account. From his personal email account. This is very interesting timing, obviously, as Monday, I think Monday, Candace Owens returns for her show, I guess. So this is just breaking right now. We're just finding this out. The Daily Wire has terminated an employee for sending Candace Owens a message of support from his personal email account. The former employee Sawyer Brandt said that he had left his personal email account logged in on his work computer, and the company went through it to look for communications with Candace Owens. Now, that seems, this is almost unbelievable. I can't imagine this wouldn't be, if this is the whole story, right? We're just getting one side of the story right now. But I will say, if this is the whole story, you would think he'd have some sort of wrongful termination lawsuit, right? You would think. I'm not an expert on law, and maybe he was using a work computer. But the fact that they then dug around, they name searched for Candace Owens, and then they found an email. I don't think that they've been given expressed permission to go into his email. Now we're gonna have to see. He's gonna have to connect the dots that this is why I was fired. Owens was fired from the Daily Wire in March, allegedly, for declaring Crisis King, which is a company deemed anti-Semitic. The breakup was far from clean, with the Daily Wire being accused of planting negative stories in the media, including sending one to the Daily Mail that alleged she was terrible towards other employees. Now, Candace Owens seemed to cut that off at the pass, and I don't think it ever got printed. I'm not sure about that. Owens addressed the controversy in a live stream on X last month, despite being placed under a gag order by the, quote, pro-free speech outlet. Now, I don't know much about the Gateway Pundit. I suspect they are not fans of the Daily Wire, just by the way that they've said that. A lot of people say they're free speech until you talk about a certain issue. Like Dave Rubin just got roasted for that. But I digress. A couple of days ago, my PR person received a tip from the Daily Mail. Okay, so we already knew what happened with Candace Owens. So the Daily Mail, not the Daily Wire, had reached out to confirm some wild stories that were sent to them, allegedly from the Daily Wire. I don't know why the Daily Wire would have any kind of... The whole thing is weird to me. Why does the Daily Wire... Why do they give a crap about dragging Candace Owens down now? She left. She's not competition for the Daily Wire. Unless there's more, to it. Like she was starting a rival network or, things of that nature. So you see, in addition to addressing issues on her live stream, Owen posted emails from Daily Wire staffers disputing the claims and offering their support. So you have here, hi Candace, hope you're doing well. Works in support of the C-suite at Daily Wire. These lies will not stand. So, she says, hey, I'm a good girl. Everybody liked me. I would not be surprised in the slightest if, Candace Owens had a mean streak. In my experience, a lot of these big personalities with huge salaries are actually assholes behind the street. Oh, pardon my French. A-holes behind the scenes. But maybe she's perfect. I don't know. Now, on Friday, June 31st, the Daily Wire fired Brandt June 31st. Now, this is confusing. June 31st hasn't happened yet. And Candace Owens wasn't fired on June 31st. This was last year, perhaps, but the whole Crisis King thing didn't start till recently. Maybe this date is wrong. Maybe it's May 31st. On Friday, Daily Wire fired Brandt without warning for sending Owens, quote, moral support in private correspondence. The company allegedly claimed he could no longer be trusted for not playing along with their narrative. In a GoFundMe seeking for help while he looks for a job, Brandt said that he said nothing negative about the Daily Wire in an email to her. Quote, my work was pleasant and going fine until I stood up for the character of one of my friends and former superiors, Candace Owens. The Daily Wire did not like this and terminated me on Friday, June 31st without warning. Is there even a June 31st? I feel like this was May. I think this was May. There aren't 31 days in June. Yeah, so I think this is just a typo, because the news is just breaking now, right? Like this just got created. Yeah, it looks like a Give Send Go is literally just created, so it's just a typo. I said nothing negative about the Daily Wire in my email to her. In my meeting with HR, they notified me that they were able to access my private email correspondence because, although I sent the communications from my personal email address on my personal device, I accidentally left my personal email logged into one of their computers. I'm still confused as to why stating that nobody threw a Coke can at me would be grounds for termination. This is wild. I was caught off guard after being terminated for standing up for someone's character. And as a Christian, I believe standing up for truth and not wavering my morals. Brandt continued, as such, I stand by my decision to support Candace Owens. However, I'm now needing some help to pay for food, rent, and medical expenses and my student loans while I'm in transition to a new job. The GoFundMe was then pulled down by the fundraising platform shortly after the article was published. He has created a new fundraiser under Give, Send, Go. Before the GoFundMe was frozen, someone had anonymously donated the full $5,000 he was asking under the name Frick Ben. So he's asking for something reasonable. He's just asking for $5,000. It's 2 months living expenses maybe for him. Wow. So now he's looking for $5,000, and now who's this? Ian Carroll. The Daily Wire offered fired employees $3,000 to sign gag orders so they wouldn't expose Daily Wire's lies. But anonymous sources told me they've lost at least 25 people lately who are going to places like Tucker, PBD, and Dave Ramsey. All this last night at Turning Point. Candace exposed how Daily Wire sent an intern to pose as a student to try and get compromising material about her. Whoa. Dude, so just so we're clear, what Daily Wire did here was see, oh, hey, there's a email account open. There's an email here. I'm going to go into that email, allegedly, search for Candace Owens, look and go into his sent items, almost certainly, and dig around for Candace Owens' emails. This seems wildly illegal. And then firing him for it. I mean, it feels like a wrongful termination suit would be a slam dunk, but I don't know. I'm sure somebody who understands law better than I do will probably say, well, Daily Wire probably didn't fire him. He probably didn't fire him if they thought they were going to get sued. Is anyone starting to wonder if Ben Shapiro's connected? Blah, 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 blah. Israel first. Interesting.
There's more leaks coming out of the Daily Wire, and it's getting spicy. They've been firing people left and right, and they recently fired this guy named Sawyer because he refused to go along with their campaign of trying to character assassinate her and lying about how she mistreats her former employees, which everyone said was not true. They accessed...
Why do you think... I don't understand why there's... She's gone. Right? Psychopath Ben Shapiro is sending out people to spy on Candace Owens. Candace has refused to push the narrative that Ben wants like a good little slave, so she now must be punished and be destroyed. But she doesn't even work there. Shapiro is such a tyrant, he's reportedly fired a Daily Wire reporter for sending Candace email support. When intimidation tactics don't work, fake conservatives like Ben Shapiro and his bloodhounds go to extreme lengths to sabotage, harass, and discredit anybody. This is so wild. And then there's a video. This is nuts. And why was the GoFundMe taken down? This fundraiser's paused. We're checking to see if it meets applicable laws. I mean, it's possible that it's going to be reinstated. I've had this before where I started GoFundMe. This makes them look incredibly bad. And then here's a clip of Candace at Turning Point.
The last thing that I am going to say, strangely, this is such a crazy story, but as I was headed in here, I got a frantic call from somebody. They did. They called me and they said, Candace, something very weird is happening. The Daily Wire has sent somebody secretly to record you, an intern, a PR intern, to secretly record you, to catch you in a bad moment, in a bad light. And I think that intern's name, no, to be fair, it is never the fault of a person when their employer is sending them to do something that isn't good, but I would really love it if Ariana stood up.
Oh, she's in there?
Yeah. Okay, maybe that's a little too intimidating for you too, but apparently she got an email at 10 p.m., hopped on a plane, is pretending to be a student. And so I do just want to say to Ben Shapiro.
He's going to say Christ is king, I know it.
Enough. Come out into the light. Really, come on. Let's do this debate. Stop sending interns to do your dirty work.
And by the way, whatever happened to the debate that he so willingly agreed to? Like, he so willingly agreed to a debate. This is wild. I mean, what do they care? She's gone. She's been gone. Excuse me. Why are they... It's so weird, isn't it? Like, she's been gone. Why are you shaking them around? Why are you... like, what are you doing? Are they trying to I mean, I just read an article that they made $22 million selling $7 chocolate bars and razors last year alone. You're going through employees' personal email accounts, allegedly, firing them, sending operatives to record her, allegedly. Yikes. Yikes. Well, apparently, Nicholas says, when Daily Wire tried to cancel me in 2017, they did the exact same thing. Cassie Dillon watched my show every single night looking for clips to send to Media Matters. They sent a girl out named Emily Faulkner to secretly record me at a Leadership Institute training. This is their MO. My DMs are open. Do you mind sending me a good email address for you? Not at all. We'll follow up with you in DMs. Then she writes, this is how you narcissistic psychopaths. Oh, hello, you narcissistic psychopaths. For once, this isn't about you. This is about a mother to 3 young children who discovered that her former employer is sending staff out on secret missions to follow her. Yes, my lawyer is going to reach out to any person who claims to have had a similar experience so we can evaluate what exactly their goal is and whether my family is potentially being followed around town. Not a good look, Daily Wire. Just, let it pull the ripcord, man. This is getting bad. Yikes. Big yikes.